Hey, what's going on, everybody? Griffin Gaming RPG here,
And
and
hey, this is Chris Roberts.
whoa, let's stop our
Another fight.
video. Today we are going to do something a little different. Today, I'm doing a recap on the CitizenCon, which was held on October 9th in Los Angeles, California, actually in Hollywood, California, and had an opportunity to attend the convention. It was my first time going to a CitizenCon. I was really, really excited about going to the CitizenCon for a lot of reasons. For those of you who've been following Star Citizen and the development of the game, you know there was a lot of excitement and I guess you could say a little bit of hype about this particular Star Citizen. Many of the people who've been backing the game since 2013 had been really hoping that we would hear something more about Squadron 42 in a launch. But before I get into that conversation, I do want to say thank you for stopping by this afternoon for those of you who are here. A couple things I want to try and cover. One of the things I want to talk about is the convention itself. This is kind of unique because we're already having conventions for a game that actually has not launched. It's not out officially, but there have been these conventions that have been held over the past couple years. There have been presentations that have been made at places like PAX East, at Gamescom, DragonCon, and let me back up a little bit. I shouldn't say convention. These have been more to me presentation events more than a convention. I'm kind of an old school person that used to go to E3, Star Trek conventions, things of that nature. And usually when I think of a convention, I think of an event that expands beyond just presentations. There's an aspect of meeting the people who are engaged in whatever that product or production was, which CitizenCon does have. You do get to meet people while you're there. But there's also more of an aspect of things such as sales of items, marketing. Sometimes there are things such as, which they do have at CitizenCon signatures, but usually there's you can purchase items related to that particular subject matter. And the two elements they have that are convention based in this are primarily being able to meet the developers and the creators of the game, and also after the presentation, you are able to go up and get signatures and talk with them. I'm hoping that eventually CitizenCon grows into something that's much bigger than that, where instead of it just being a 2-3 hour event, it actually becomes more of a day or a whole afternoon, 4 hours, 5 hours, with maybe engaging things such as organizations who have tables or locations where people can sign up for things like that. It would be great to see some of the marketing aspects of it, such as the marketplace, like jackets and hats, shirts, things of that nature, which right now are being sold online on their website. But it would be really kind of cool to see those items being refreshed or being sold to the public at those events, exclusively at those events, in fact, which would be really, really neat. And at a discount, by the way. So anyway, the thing I really do want to talk about is the fact that the thing that made this trip really, really worth it was being able to network and meet with people who I had only talked to via the internet. I happen to be a part of Test Squadron, and Test Squadron, Best Squadron, by the way, and there were a lot of voices that I've spoken to over the past year. I actually haven't been with them a full year, but I've been with them feels like a year. God, feels like 10 years. But the time that I have gotten to talk to people and know people, it was great to be able to meet them, to put their face with a voice, to have laughs with them, to have drinks with them. I didn't drink, but, well, I drank soda, but but just to be able to hang out with folks. CIG sponsors their own what we call Bar Citizens, as you guys know, for those of you who are fans of Star Citizen. And they did have events during the week. I know there was one official one on Friday, Saturday. I'm not sure if the one on Thursday was official or not. I didn't get there until Saturday morning. But those were opportunities for players and backers to meet the developers. Chris Roberts, Sandy Gardner, Ben Lesnick, his wife Alexis, many of the people, Disco Lando, they showed up at the CIG events and spent a lot of time with the backers and the fans, talking with them. They all seem to be very genuinely happy to see us there. They all seemed tired, at least many of them did, which we will find out about as we watch the video. as we go through this, because we're going to find out what led up to CitizenCon, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to show this. I also want to show the video that even though there was a big 2-hour video that was put out by CIG, I do want to focus in on the one video, or the opening video, which was called Celebrating the Star Citizen Community. Because I think there was a lot said in that opening video that kind of led to the heart of why so many people are supportive of Star Citizen. And of course, it's had a lot of controversy in relation to its development. Much of that controversy has been just because people don't understand the development process, and they basically are basing their opinions on how the industry seemingly operates under normal conditions. But the more you learn about Star Citizen, the more you learn about game development, the more you find out that Star Citizen is progressing in a very positive way. It's progressing in a way that is probably normal to any other video game. Sometimes you hear people say, "Oh, Star Citizen's been out for 5 years and they haven't done this, that, and the other." The reality of it is, it was announced in 2012, and they just barely got things going in 2013. Didn't actually get near full staffing until 2015. So the game has really only been in full development just over 3 years. And there have been other games, especially AAA games, that go anywhere from 4 years to 7 years, even longer than that. They're within their budget constraint, or the budget allowance for where they should be. And so I think that, from my evaluation, and I'm speaking from a guy who's been gaming since probably most of you were born. I've been gaming since, I'm trying to think how far back it goes, before video games were made. How's that? Back when there was nothing but pinball and foosball. Okay, so I've been through everything from Odyssey to Intellivision to Atari, through whatever you want to call it, ColecoVision, Vectrex. I've been through every dynamic of video gaming over a 40-year period, which is a long time. And I'm not spooked by what I'm seeing, and I'm just speaking for myself in the sense of the progression of Star Citizen. Anyway, I'm not going to belabor that point. I do want to get into video a little bit and talk about what was there. One of the things I want to show you guys are some photos, and I'm going to cut to these. These are some photos of some of the folks that I met at Test Squadron's barbecue, which was held on Saturday, October 8th, and it was done by one of our own members in our group, Tom Servo, and I got to meet his family, with a gracious family, for allowing us to be in their home over that weekend. There were, geez, there had to have been about 40, 50, maybe 40 people at the house at the time. But we had a really great time. Weather was nice. We got to sit out on their back deck area, their patio area. They barbecued. We had pulled pork. There was a lot of drinks. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on. But just a lot of fun amongst the group of people that were there. And here you see some more folks that are there and at the party. And also the picture on the right was that evening at the CIG event, which was held on Saturday night at a place called 33 Taps. And you can see in the upper part of that picture there a lot of the streamers. Excuse me, pardon me, streamers that I like. There's Sergeant Gamble, there's Moonshiners, there's Geo Get Money. Let's see who else is in there. Oh, that's Stoutman. And I forget the guy who's on the right with the WTF Sora shirt. But anyway, those are some of the streamers that I knew. And then the picture below that, you see Alexis and Ben Lesnick. There's Sergeant, oh God, not a Sergeant, Commander Richard standing next to him. And then, of course, the Astro Pub. I can't just his name just flew out of my head. I'll probably think of it as soon as I get done in a minute. Paul Shelley. So anyway, these are some of the cool people that were at the event as well. So anyway, what I want to do now is go in and let you see the presentation video that we saw at CitizenCon, and then after that, a new video that was released by CIG yesterday, which was a look behind the scenes of CitizenCon to see what actually took place and how they developed and got things moving towards CitizenCon. So let's go ahead and jump in there now. I'm going to go back here.
My name is Chris Roberts, and I would like to build a universe with you.
Before even the campaign, before even Chris's GDC announcement, he had this idea of like wanting to create a place, because he knew that there was going to be a long time in development from the crowdfunding to the actual release of the game. And so, foundationally, very early on, wanted a place for the backers and the fans of Space Sims to be able to get together and talk and share stories about games that they love and talk about stuff, behave and, you know, to find kindred spirits who share the same love.
The Star Citizen community means pretty much everything to me. That was why I got involved with this project. And it's what energizes me, everyone I work with, I think everyone in the company.
I really always wanted to build a game that sort of put me in one of these worlds and let me adventure, but I wanted it to be in a way that I sort of went around and really felt like I was in the world. And so up until then, that was sort of the things that I sort of felt had been missing from a lot of games.
Chris had this really big vision for a big world, and so while he was still creating that, we were creating the community website, and we were interacting with all of you guys, and it just kept building and building.
The community that Star Citizen has developed over the past 4 years has devoted thousands of hours into making sure that Star Citizen becomes the best game it can possibly be.
Really proves what we can achieve without a publisher.
You've got that brilliant, like, immediate communication, like, back and forth.
The backers and the subscribers are with us. They're not in studio with us, but we really feel that they're with us.
And it's been fantastic. You know, it shapes what we're doing every day. You know, people look at it, take note of it, and you know, everybody's opinion matters.
We read the forums, we read the comments, and that feedback is also felt.
Just from them playing, that's giving us a tremendous amount of information.
You're sort of sharing stuff almost daily and getting feedback, and you're riffing off what people are sort of responding to. And I think there's an energy that comes with it. You know, they're waiting for cool stuff from you, their hopes and dreams are with you, and you kind of want to not let them down.
We just want to make the best game we can. We want to make something which has never been made before, and we're not prepared to compromise that vision.
This is the fourth CitizenCon since we launched in 2012, and it's quite a great opportunity to reflect for a second how far we have come. We started out with 12 people, Chris, Sandy, myself, Ben, and a few other volunteers. After adding Los Angeles and Austin, really ramping it up in 13, we added Manchester in 14, we added Frankfurt in 15, and now we are at 360 developers and support staff in all these locations. All thanks to the community having given us this incredible opportunity. I'm not aware of any other area, whether it's in games or elsewhere, where this has been done and where an organization like this could be built strictly on the basis of this fan and community support, and it's just absolutely great.
We do events with the community all the time. Backers are there, they're hanging out with us. They're telling us how excited they are about what they've just played, how excited they are about the work we've just done, how excited they are about work that they've seen partway in development, right? That's all stuff that the team gets energized and pumped up about.
At Gamescom this year, on the show floor in the convention, we had hundreds of thousands of people over the course of the week come and see us, and we were exposed to that, and we had people lining up for 2 hours at times just to play Arena Commander, see what was already playable in the game.
There's people all around the country and the world that I would not have had the luxury of meeting and befriending if it wasn't for Star Citizen.
As I followed the game and as I brought it into my streaming career and got to meet the community, all of it just kind of kept snowballing.
To me, Star Citizen means freedom. Freedom from publishers, freedom in gameplay, freedom for many to live in an online universe they have been wanting for decades.
Test Squadron, it's a fantastic community, and that really is what this is about. We're just a small slice of the greater Star Citizen community.
Once they started being able to walk around, I think they started to really recognize the possibilities of what was happening.
Star Citizen is a chance to finally get to be an astronaut without having to be good at math.
I decided to try out racing tech. I think it was the Mustang Gamma, and I played one-handed, so I have to use voice tag. And it took me a while to get used to it, but eventually, like by the 5th or 6th lap, I was getting the hang of it, and it was really enjoyable. So I'm really happy that Star Citizen allowed people like me to enjoy the game.
We got into a 20-minute dogfight until he was too damaged, and I ended up chasing this guy to about 3 different comrades before he went to Port Olazar. And since it was a neutral zone, the only way to get the kill, I went blades out and went for the ram.
Actually took off on a few different ships and flew to the backside of a moon, and it was actually kind of cool seeing the dark side of the moon, but also when we cruised around and we slowly saw the sun just coming across the horizon, and to me that was kind of a really beautiful moment.
Typically in development, us devs were locked in a room for building for years, right? Without much visibility, without much feedback on really what we're doing. With Star Citizen, we're so open with the community and forward-facing. They see what we do. To get that feedback from people, to get the appreciation of the work and the effort that we're putting in, that in return drives the team.
They show us the good and the bad in gaming development, and we never really seen that before, and they continue to push the boundaries on gaming.
The freedom with not having a publisher and setting goals and deadlines, it means that we can concentrate on what we think means the most to the fans.
We're always striving to build new tools so that the community can communicate and share their feedback and ideas so that we can incorporate it into the game.
Issue Council is a tool that we created to allow our community to not just submit bugs, but ultimately make Star Citizen better. With the scope and the size of this game, we don't just value the bugs submitted from our backers, we need them. Sometimes they even show up with marked Bug Smasher event.
Welcome to Bug Smashers. You ready to smash a bug? Start it.
All of us who back this game know that CIG and Chris are doing something special here.
Because the community supports us, we're able to make excellent shows like Around the Verse.
Welcome to episode 100 of Around the Verse.
Just as a little highlight for you guys, we're going to take a brief look at the Bengal. It's the first ship that Chris revealed for Squadron 42.
There's lore makers, etc., just to show you not just how we're making this game, but kind of dig a little bit more inside of what it takes.
One of our favorite fan video editors, a gentleman named Years100, created the Imagine trailer. He took all of our videos, he cut them together in new and exciting ways. It's one of my favorite ways that the community has influenced not just the development of our game, but the development of our game presentation.
Welcome to the Next Great Starship.
The Next Great Starship was a show that we put together because they actually wanted to get involved and make a ship for Star Citizen. So these great pieces that not only got integrated into our game, but also into our team. We have some of the guys from Next Great Starship are actually on our team today, continuing to push the envelope on every spaceship you see that goes into Star Citizen.
Star Citizen is a dream that thousands and thousands of people across the world share.
The most immersive and diverse space game ever created. A game that can change the way we think about gaming in general.
Everyone has given their thoughts, everyone has given their ideas, and everyone is so friendly.
I would like to thank all of you guys, everyone, potential backers, fans, everyone for the incredible amount of support, because we couldn't have done it without you.
I want to thank the community. You have made this job so rewarding. You have made Star Citizen so much better.
When Star Citizen launches properly, like what someone would consider a commercial release, we're actually, by the time we get there, we know we're going to have millions of people there excited to play and be part of it. And I think that's a massive benefit of being open and doing what we do.
Star Citizen is and always will be more than a AAA game, so much more. Please raise your hand if you have made at least one heartfelt connection with another human being while being part of this project in any shape or form.
Hey Shiners, thanks for stopping by, buddy.
Please give up a smile for one memory on Star Citizen that has absolutely made your day.
I am a Star Citizen.
I
Oh, my green screen popped up.
I'm a Star Citizen.
I'm a Star Citizen.
I'm a Star Citizen.
We are Star Citizens.
I am a Star Citizen.
And I'm proud to call myself a Star Citizen.
All those cool Star Citizens. Oh wow. So anyway, this was the presentation that we saw at CitizenCon, and let's see if I can make sure I stop it before it goes any further. This was the presentation that we saw at CitizenCon, and it was really, really, really cool. Again, one of the great things about going to CitizenCon was getting to meet all these great people. I can't emphasize again, I got to hang out with the people from Test Squadron, Best Squadron. We had a barbecue that Saturday on the 8th. And again, the convention aspect and the presentation aspect is one thing, but the fact of getting together with people from all over the world. We had people who came in from Canada, someone who came in from Denmark. I know we had people from the UK, people from all over the United States. I'm not sure if anybody came from South America, but there were people just from everywhere who came together, and putting faces with voices was just such a cool thing to be able to do at this event. Some of these people are people who I've followed on the internet on Twitch, people who got me into the game, informed me about the game, and then of course getting to meet the development team at CIG, Cloud Imperium Games. For a lot of people, it was just awesome. So it was just a really, really, really great weekend. And as much as it was about going to the con itself, seeing the presentation done by Chris Roberts, I have to say that it was just as important for me to get to meet and hang out with so many cool people. You constantly hear people say over and over again that there is no community like the Star Citizen community. And again, most of the communities are built based on after a game has come out. On this particular occasion, this is a game that hasn't even come out yet, and people are just pumped up and excited about it. And they continue to raise money in the midst of all the controversy, but that's because I think most of the people who give money to this project understand the dynamics of game development. As I said earlier, I've been playing video games for over 40 years, and back when there were no video games, when there was nothing but pinball and foosball. So nothing in my spidey senses is telling me anything other than the fact that this is a very, very good project. So if you're interested in Star Citizen, go to robertspaceindustries.com. You can sign up for or register for the game. If you decide to get into the game right now, all you have to pay is $45. They get you a game package, allows you to play every aspect of the game. Don't be spooked out when you see ships that cost $150, $200, $300. That is strictly for people who want to donate, who want to back, who want to invest in the game, and they're doing that because they believe in the game. But if you just want to get into it, this is a great time to do it. In fact, they're doing a free fly week, which is going to, I think, ends on the 17th. So there's still a couple days for it, where you can get in and fly various ships that are in the game and just try them out. But we're all going to kind of start out with basic ships when this game launches and starts. So anyway, Shiners, you're a Star Citizen. I know you are, brother. This is one of the coolest guys that I got to meet. Moonshiners. He was just all over the place during the convention. And dude, I appreciate you stopping in. So listen, we're going to go ahead and jump to the other video now. And this is the video that CIG released on yesterday. This one gives a little bit more insight as to the behind the scenes to what led up to CitizenCon and how CitizenCon was put together and why some decisions were made at CitizenCon. And we'll talk about those when we get done. So let me go ahead and cut to that now. Let's see if we can get this. There we go. Again, folks, appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with me this afternoon with Griffin Gaming RPG. Let's get into it.
We are 2 weeks away from CitizenCon.
It's a little bit down to the wire right now.
Chris has very high expectations, and I think a lot of us do, and we all want to match them.
But I think together with the directors and Chris and those kind of late night syncs that we have, we're able to actually deliver.
We are 2 weeks away from CitizenCon.
So for CitizenCon, we're actually working on 2 demos. Proc Planet V2, also known as Homestead, and a full chapter of Squadron 42.
We've planned for this for several months in advance.
It's a matter of getting things polished now and getting things in and looking good.
So in usual Star Citizen style, everything's coming in hot, but I think we're looking good.
We are basically on different continents. So you're basically getting a 24-hour cycle, and we have a handoff, which means that we pretty much have concurrent development going all the time between the studios.
The Squadron 42 chapter is a lot. I mean, to do a full playthrough of all the action was over an hour.
We're trying to sort of give people a snippet of what Squadron 42 is going to be about.
We have some new costumes, we have some new characters, now we're going to have all the hairstyles in there, so it's probably the biggest implementation of character tech that we've seen so far.
So each deck crew, there's 8 different colors of deck crew. We know what the person's name is, we know what their job's title is. We're really fleshing out every part of a ship. So you can walk around and follow a character around and know, if you want to follow around the sanitation guy, you can follow around the sanitation guy. Squadron for us, for the character team specifically, is really important. We didn't put in 10 characters. We put in, as far as I remember it, up to 70 characters in this demo. and it's challenging. We have a lot of challenges.
We might not get it all right, but we're all going to die trying, basically. It's one of those things. So you just keep going until Chris says stop. Fingers crossed.
A lot of my role has been producing the Homestead demo.
We said let's up it and put a whole javelin there, and let's bring in a sandstorm, and let's get some sand nomads. And then I was like, let's have a big worm too. And everyone's like, haha, very funny, Chris. I was like, no, not joking.
The giant sandworm. Yeah, that's scary. I don't know how that thing's gonna turn out.
In the PU, you don't have to play as a pilot. You can play as any type of character you want. And so I really wanted to make sure we brought a character that looked very different than what we had before.
I've been working on the Desert Nomad character. We're trying to push our tech for our game.
Nice.
As it has a lot of cloth, a lot of frayed cloth edges.
I'm very proud of that character. I think he's probably one of our best looking characters
A little
that
bit
we
of
have to date.
the sand people look there, huh? Star Wars?
We're trying to build these really complicated foundation systems that are going to support massive structures to come when we expand the persistent universe into this huge entity. It's not a tech demo. We're actually showing off what the system that we've built and that foundation is going to support.
We got a lot of new features. They're going to be, and new assets that are going to be appearing.
We're putting in new functionality, like the stealth kill.
Most excited about seeing it all come together on the day and seeing the excitement, hopefully, from the fans.
We're really trying to get as many features in there and get them as polished as possible to show you that we're making the dream a reality.
We're prepping for a really big show. It's going to be pretty exciting. We have to make sure this is one of the best CitizenCons ever.
Challenge accepted.
It's been quite a big challenge because we've really pushed the boat out with the scope for this one, trying to show all the features we can possibly cram into the experience that will be Squadron 42.
Okay, so do we think these people sitting incorrectly are physics issues, or what's the issue on that? Well, other than the fact she hasn't got a body, the face looks...
It'd be so cool to sit in on these
You open up
meetings.
folders and there's just so much stuff that just needs to be completed that it becomes a pretty daunting task.
Squadron 42, there's so many new things we're putting in there. You can feel the tension on the floor. We're still not 100% confident that we're going to be able to pull off everything we need in the time we have.
Wow,
That's
5 days.
That's an incredibly important thing for me. It's something I've been asking for since last Marathon. So I'm, pretty frustrated. I understand. I'm pretty frustrated on that side because it's the thing that makes them feel more natural
Look at that,
and
looks
real.
so good.
Otherwise, it looks like sort of kind of your typical bad game AI.
But I can't guarantee that we can get to all fixing all the retarget problems with everything else we're trying to do at the same time.
I mean, I understand that you guys are working on it, so I'm not saying that you're just sitting there having a party and showing up for a playthrough. But it's just helpful to see like little bits in progress earlier on to sort of call out like animation changes or whatever we want.
Progress in Homestead, it's incredibly ambitious. So many new parts, so many new pieces.
I'm hoping the animation that I see at the end of your video isn't what we're calling the final one, because basically it just comes out of the ground and goes, "Whoa!" and then we pull out. So it doesn't feel dramatic very much.
It was definitely
As
much
always,
more
global
dramatic.
Communication is one of the big things. A lot of the tech's being driven in Frankfurt while we're still providing the assets over in the UK, while the demo is being driven and done out of LA.
These moments are, crucial communication. You miss an email, you miss a conversation in 30 minutes, you might already be behind.
You spend hours upon hours upon hours making something look perfect, and then you put it in the game and you see it move. It doesn't look as perfect as you thought it did, and that's not anybody's fault. It's just the process of working in a collaborative space.
I'm not against the scanning thing you talked about, Hannes, if that can work. I mean, I just want to sell the narrative of you're like, you've got a general distress, you've got a beacon, you've been looking for something, and then you basically have to get closer and closer and get more and more fidelity to find and recover this stuff.
If something's in the game and it's working, does it work all the time? Is it only if you do it in certain ways? Is it only being triggered in certain ways? That's very different than being in like an isolated controlled test level where you know it's going to work every single time. Because then when you put it into the game, you're expecting it to work and you know that it can work. That doesn't mean it's going to work.
3 days.
For some reason, that console doesn't care, but the power plant does.
Is the power plant a CGF or CGA?
They're both CGFs.
We got some bugs currently with Connie, the rover.
The rovers.
The AI seeming to like shoot rocks instead of shooting the player.
We have been doing a lot of rewriting of a lot of the AI code and the AI systems. In that process, things, especially within the animation, start to look a bit broken. These are, in some cases, really enormous systems, and trying to get them all done kind of at the same time is overwhelming.
It's crazy. It has like data bank entry, and then it has scanner data for the entry, and then the scanner data has like a list of subcomponents, and each subcomponent can like have another subcomponent, and then per each subcomponent you have like item data, and then the item data is crazy.
Our job, for the most part, is the city's on fire constantly. The fire gets only bigger right before you release it, and then you release it.
And I haven't been sleeping.
And it sucks.
I really have not been sleeping.
I've been having sleepless nights about CitizenCon for over 8 weeks.
Wow.
Oh, hello, Chirpy. How are you? Not now. I told you before.
Kind of pulling me to see what it's like to be a Kim Kardashian.
Crazy.
Okay, but how are you going to fix this? Because this consistently shows up all the time. It's bull. So I thought we fixed this.
All the indirect shading.
Oh God, look at Chris. He doesn't look happy.
We need to make a call on this. We know we're not going to have the section on the interest ready with the thing done well polished through, looking awesome.
Right.
So if we just show it's like the fab stuff working properly, I just don't think we're getting that. We should get that mail out tonight to the guys in the UK and say focus on that. I just think that if we
This
do
is
that,
between the two brothers.
We have all the focus on making sure that that's the best.
Well, that was a call we're going to make tomorrow.
Yes, it was, but I think if we do it now, we get 2 full days on rather than just one, which is okay.
Hey, Carl, Aaron, should we just have a quick powwow about this?
The call is we're not going to show this on Sunday.
It was hard. It was kind of depressing, actually. So the decision not to show Squadron 42 after everyone working so hard, and actually of the company, I would say a lot more of the company were working on Squadron 42. So it's by far the most ambitious of the ones that we've gone for. So it was tough to work, and people were working quite a long, because we've been working towards this for a long time. It's not something we started a few weeks ago. We're working towards it for a long time. So it's tough to get there and not quite cross the finish line.
I saw everybody here working hours and hours late into every day, you know, putting their time and effort into making that everything they could. It's a shame.
The decision was absolutely right. I absolutely agree with it.
It was right up until the very end. We were starting to make some decisions that were more about fixing it for the demo versus fixing it for the game.
Let's not just give somebody a taste of something and show a little bit of progress. Let's show a snippet that really shows it dialed in. And we also have a level of quality that we're not going to set down.
It'll pay dividends when people see it. The good thing about it is actually a huge amount of work went into Squadron 42. We really moved it forward. We actually answered a lot of issues and solved a lot of technological issues, which means that actually it really pushed us very close to getting something that we can show the community. And that's basically where we are now, is we're basically working on getting Squadron 42 to a level where we can give it to the community, as soon as possible.
We were splitting resources between the two, and it was really tough for some of the engineers because those engineers are being pegged for both demos. It was actually a relief for a lot of people because then they were able to focus and jump onto the project and help out. We can now give more resources over to just this one demo and make it really good.
We basically pulled over the entire team to Homestead.
The passenger lift's not working on the right now.
So we need to get the passenger lift working.
That's one way to get it.
So we don't want to start in the slaver outfit. Why do we have the gigantic radar thing?
It flickers in and out sometimes. It was working fine last build, but this build seems like it's back again.
The user prompts, it's always lagging behind.
Yeah, we need to fix that.
Say that again.
All this investigate goes away. It should be distress signal cluster, distress beacon, because you don't have HUDs tell you investigate this. That's a gameplay concept.
That's cool.
The thing is going to be the level of detail in our procedural builds. People have done procedural builds before, but the level of detail we're bringing to it is something which no one has seen before.
I'm most worried about the usual thing. Will it go all right in the night? We think we've done everything possible. I think it'll be great, but you never know.
Because we always do live demos. We don't do pre-canned or pre-recorded stuff. There's always this sense of, is it going to crash?
In production, these are some of the more fun times, but also some of the more stressful times. Our job becomes more people focused and calm and looking towards the correct goal at the end.
But you just have to just stay on it and just keep on, one by one, just knock over, each of the milestones and keep on delivering that stuff.
We are on the show floor at CitizenCon 2946. As you can tell, it is absolutely wild here. The show is about to start. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. What does Star Citizen mean to you?
They mean everything. They're family.
It means finally being able to be what I've always wanted to be.
They are the best community I have ever come across.
Grockies.
We are going to go to the demo. This is all 100% live, in the engine, in real time. Let's go.
I always get nervous when presentations start.
My biggest worries, like they always are, right before release, are the unknown and wondering where
yeah, the unknown, like the crash.
Just do it!
It was such a cool presentation.
This is like the Star Wars game we never got. It was just amazing. Nobody else could do a show like that.
The planetside stuff, that demo really just, it was stunning.
I'm glad I hit the sniper shot. That was a nice one.
Blew my mind.
I thought it was awesome. Are you kidding me?
The Dune reference, it just does not get enough love in sci-fi.
I'm speechless of how good it came out.
It's got like space worms.
What we showed was really just sort of us using those tools to put something together fairly quickly with all the work that we've done to illustrate how we can build compelling worlds at scale in an efficient timeline that allows us to build a whole universe, which is what we're trying to do with Star Citizen.
The game will come out when the game comes out, and in the meantime, we're seeing the development, we're seeing behind the curtain, and we're playing aspects of the game that are just stunning.
I definitely backed the right game.
I've been doing this stuff for 20 years, and the fan involvement and the fact that the fans care so much is just, it's just mind-boggling.
You look at the team and you look at what they're developing and you see that they're doing something nobody else has ever done before. And then from a fan perspective, it's like, well, all right, cool, I'm on board. So, we get passionate about the project. The development staff's passionate about the project. And it's this kind of cyclical thing where everyone's kind of supporting everybody else.
I think I've mentioned this before, but it is the first gaming community that I've ever been a part of, and I'm biased to say that it's the best gaming community ever. I would personally like to thank all of the community, because if it weren't for you all, I don't know how I could do my job.
One of the reasons I backed the game, and I know many people backed the game, is to provide Chris Roberts and by extension Cloud Imperium Games the freedom from publishers, the freedom from compromise to do these things the way they're supposed to do and to push these things as far as not only technology but the people making the game can push them.
I sat down with Jared and Tyler after the event and we were just, I don't want to look at Reddit, this makes us so sad. We don't want to disappoint people, but it's for the best. And I'm so proud to work for someone who is willing to make that call, who's willing to take the short-term hit on reputation and that sort of thing so that we have a better game, so that we deliver what we promised. So there's an old saying that a delayed game is good eventually, whereas a bad game is bad forever. And crowdfunding lets us put that to the test.
This has been the sentiment throughout. Take your time, make it perfect. We want the best damn space sim ever.
I think CitizenCon went extremely well. It's always a strong show for us. It's always kind of the more emotional as well. We came to show off our progress, and I think that's what we did.
Whenever we do demos, Chris is usually talking through the demo. He's not really looking at the demo itself. If you see him, he was like looking up at the screen and he had this grin on his face, you know, just you could tell he was proud.
The responses I got, you know, afterwards, going around, walking around, talking to people, I mean, I just can't thank our community enough.
Everyone who's been here right from the beginning, who may have just joined yesterday or who's thinking about joining now, thank you very much.
I just want to say thanks to everybody, to the community for all your support. We get to make this dream come true because of you guys, and that means a lot to everyone here in Cloud Imperium around the world. And so I really look forward, I know we all really look forward to showing you all the great stuff that's coming up over the next few years.
That was awesome.
Thank you for watching. So if you want to keep up with the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42's development, please follow us on our social media channels. See you soon.
Bye, Chris. So anyway, that was the video that just came out on yesterday by CIG, and really good video, giving us some real behind the scenes of what it took to bring about Star Citizen's CitizenCon weekend. Was there disappointment? Yes, there were some people who were disappointed. I was more disappointed not because they didn't announce Squadron 42, but I actually went to the event hoping that I would be there when they announced it. Already kind of knew that there may be a delay in the sense of hearing an actual official announcement. We pretty much had guesstimated that the earliest, if we were lucky, would be the end of 2016, and what's probably more practical is first quarter 2017. Was hoping to see some footage of Squadron 42, but at Gamescom, Chris had told us that there was a version 2 of the procedural planets that we would see, so there was just as much excitement. As you saw, that was the demo that was shown, and it was an incredible demo. Some people look at this, and I don't know, I guess we've gotten to a point where we don't really realize the level of tech it takes to make what they're making in Star Citizen. But for those of you who do understand it, you can appreciate what it takes to be able to create these worlds and to not have what's the word I can't even think, these different instances, but the fact that all this stuff is happening at one time. But anyway, that was basically the presentation that we saw earlier, and also the video that CIG put out yesterday. Again, to all my friends that are out there in CIG world, the people who are part of my organization, Test Squadron, really appreciated meeting all these cool, fun faces, to the staff at CIG who give us those great opportunities to meet, talk, laugh with them, get signatures, buy them a beer, and just spend late nights talking to them while they're still, in fact, there are even stories of the fact that many of them, even after going to the CIG parties at night at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, they would actually go back to the office and continue their work. Just want to say this, don't let the rumors scare you. There are a lot of folks out there saying a lot of negative things about Star Citizen, but believe you me, I personally believe that these guys are on track, they're on point, they're on schedule, they're doing an incredible job building this game we call Star Citizen. So again, this is Griffin Gaming RPG. I'm going to sign off. I'm not going to hang on too long today. I've got some more things to do. Maybe I'll come back later today. But thanks for stopping by. If you came by to visit, if you aren't already following me, we'd love to have you as a follower. You can also follow me on Twitter at Griffin Gaming RPG, GRIFFIN Gaming RPG. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me this afternoon. Hope you have a great weekend, and hopefully we'll see you real soon. Take care.